everything is true. But what it don't get, I can't use. I need money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Woo! Welcome back to another episode of the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness. It's just Ernesto and I today, so
what's going on?
Should be pretty exciting.
What's going on?
Should be good to get into it. We're probably going to step into a couple of things just about our own companies, and maybe just a little bit about our own personal stories, how the fuck we got here, what the fuck we even do, because some people have no idea and are always asking us, so that'd be pretty dope to get into. But that's pretty much it. I guess right away, I'm going to start from the top. We're Neighborhood Creative. We started this podcast kind of just to get into it with, just business as a whole, different types of industries, what's happening right now, how people have become successful, and then just mindset and maybe even lifestyle, stuff like that. So let's start with ourselves.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Neighborhood Creative. I think this is really something cool that a lot of people don't know about us, whether they know we're in marketing and stuff like that. One thing that they don't know is that we kind of started this business with no investment from anybody.
Yeah.
We didn't have a crazy high startup cost because we just had to get our office set up, and everything else is pretty much just laptop work and stuff like that.
It was still more than the average person would want to spend.
For sure. Yeah. I'm not saying in any way it was cheap. I think it was about 20K, 25K, something like that. And we fronted the money ourselves, Ernesto and I. And something we're proud of is that since that day, we've never taken money from anybody. We have no outside partners, nobody that we brought in just for money or investment. We've been very, very smart, although we're learning every day. We've been very smart about the operational side of things, and how to stay afloat, money in the bank for rainy days, stay up with rent and paying our employees, stuff like that. So maybe we'll just get into that and because we've been learning along the way too. We had no fucking idea when we started this thing.
One of the things that I would want to talk about for sure is the fact that we didn't bring anyone in for money or investment. I mean, a lot of people, when they're in that position and they don't know what to do because they're like, I don't have the money.
Yeah.
and I might have to bring someone in who might have control in my company.
For sure.
Which is people do it when they have to. But we really don't do that. We just do strategic partnerships. We don't do it for the money, right? And the money part, and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, well, how the fuck did you get the money then? You do it yourself. Where'd you get the money? And that just comes from the prior work that we've been doing, working hard and doing things that sometimes we don't even want to do to make that money.
Absolutely.
To put it into something we want to do.
I mean, from a startup standpoint, in reality of things, $20,000 is a lot of money, but at the same time, it's not. And that could be 6 months of working somewhere full time.
And it doesn't have to be to that extent either, right? It's not. I wouldn't even say it's about the dollar amount. It's just about putting yourself in the position to be able to do it on your own, right? So instead of saying, well, it's okay because I could just partner with someone and get 50 grand, right? Yeah. That's not the smart way to do it. Depending on what you do, obviously.
But a huge thing now is fundraising. How many people do we know, companies that have walked through our door that we're giving them, marketing advice and whatnot, come through our door and they're like, yeah, we're doing a fundraise right now. We're looking for fucking 4 million, 5 million, this and that.
And it's a great way to do it too.
But it is a great way to do it. But I think
it's looking for a way out. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think for us, you were learning more about growing a business to scale by doing it the way we did it, because we've had to watch every cent and dollar and penny down to to make sure that we were good, right? And that we could pay not only our bills, but invest in growing our business, which is, that's a whole nother thing where you gotta have enough money to maintain, but then you need growth money as well. There's two different things. So I think the way that we did it was important for that purpose. And I'm not saying you can't do that by raising capital, but I'm sure a lot of our viewers, people are listening, and our friends and people we know especially, a lot of them are doing it our way or trying to, or interested in doing a business that could be done the way we did it.
Yeah.
So So I think the first thing I would say, and you probably agree, is go out and make some fucking money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was something that I even noticed in Booth and Bottle and Jukebox was like the investment side of things, right?
Yeah.
And like, we never did that. We tried sometimes. We would try and get grants and stuff like that. And it was such a headache. And you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable position when you're like telling someone, hey, buy this portion of my company and now you have this control.
Yeah.
Right? So we never did it that way. I never did it that way. And I'm used to doing it this way.
For sure.
And I've seen it kind of work to certain scales before. And because of that, that's why like I love doing that instead, doing it organically and doing it on your own. And a lot of people will say, well, okay, how about if I made that 50 grand to start a company, but like it's 100,000 to start this company. I need another 50. Like I did 50, I need another 50. And it's not about that dollar amount. It's just about setting yourself up to be able to do it, right? If we had to start up and spend 50 and we knew we had to do that, we would have figured out a way to do it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Instead of bringing someone
that's
on,
what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I'm saying I'm going back to it's just hard work to get yourself to that initial amount.
$100,000 or $200,000 or $2,000, we would have made sure that we were in a position to do it.
And the beauty, honestly, the beauty of going out and making that money on your own to like start your business without any investors, anybody else, is let's say it takes you, going back to 50K, let's say it takes you a year to make that 50K and save it up, or it takes you 2 years or 3 years, right? And there's no right or wrong time. However long it takes you, you have all of that time to research and structure the actual business you want to execute
start doing
on.
things that don't cost money.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say. And then that's a whole, now that's a whole nother thing. It's like, oh, but you know, I need money for marketing and stuff. Like, no.
You don't even know what your business is.
You don't even know what it is.
How you're going to make money or what. So that's,
I mean, that's people thinking way ahead.
Of course.
People are thinking way ahead.
But they always think about the money usually first. They're always just like, okay, well, how much is this going to cost? And they don't even know what their business does yet.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And that's like, we talk about that a lot when we have someone new in here and someone who's all excited about their idea, let's say, or their brand. And they start asking about how much does this cost? And we're just like, you have to make a business plan first.
You don't even know your business. You just have like a product you want to sell or something.
I have no idea. I could give you a number, but like you have to know that, right? Like you can't be coming to us and saying, oh, like, it's good to get a budget going
to understand.
But you should know your business, like what you're trying to do at least. Like not everything, but start a business plan and fill out as much as you can about it, about that business, right? And then you take it from there. And if you're gonna have to go to work for a year and do something you don't like, well, then that's when you find out if you can, like, if this is something you can do or not, right?
Yeah.
So, I'd say like you're gonna have to work if you need that money, and I highly recommend not getting an investor.
Hold on. You know what? I like what you said, and I think that this resonates to being an entrepreneur as a whole. Like, you never have a moment that you're not struggling. Like, do you understand?
All the time.
As an entrepreneur, you could be making like 50 mil, but you're still struggling like on something, right? And I just think like, that's the thing. People are like, oh, the first 5 years is a struggle. The first 10, 20 years is a struggle. And then you're cruising from there. Like, no, if you love entrepreneurism and you love being a business owner and you're actually involved in your business, which you can't get there unless you are, you're gonna always be like in a struggle. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and then that's where I think you like decide off that is like, okay, do I want to in a fucking weird way struggle my whole life? Even though like I'm.
But the thing is, a real entrepreneur in my eyes wouldn't see it as a struggle. If you see it as a struggle, then you're not doing something like, okay, listen.
But they're always constant. Like, what I'm saying is they're always constant. Like,
there's always things happening and you're always under stress and you always have to adapt.
I guess maybe I'm saying it wrong. That's my point. That's the type of struggle. I'm not saying you're struggling in terms of like, oh, you don't have enough money to live, this and that. I'm saying like, as a business owner of a 5-person company or a 5,000-person company, you better fucking believe that doesn't matter where you are, you're struggling every day with a new, whether it's a new task, this, that. So being an entrepreneur is not fun, like for some people. For some people love it. Like I fucking live and breathe that shit.
There's up and downs like any other career, I'd say, to be honest. But
exactly.
The people I look at that are really successful. Okay. I look at them and I'm like, this guy's never gonna stop. He's never gonna stop.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So, and it's not because I think that he just wants like needs to keep working. He loves what he does.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
These people are already millionaires, billionaires, all these things, and they're still going at it. because they love it.
Like they have enough to stop right there, and their family can down generations be good. You know what I mean?
Man. But like they keep going. And Gary V, I love Gary V. I fucking love Gary V. Shout out Gary V.
We'll have him here one day. I swear to God.
Episode fucking
2000. But it's okay. It's still good.
Not bad. But he's always going at it. He's always adapting, and he's always He's always working.
Yeah.
And you can see from his content, and he's just like, he's working it all the time, and it's just like
he just loves it.
This guy, like
because he
when
loves
you're listening to me, you're like, this guy is so passionate about what he's doing right now that I get it. Like that guy's gonna keep working until he dies.
100%. Yeah.
Right?
100%. 100%.
And that's something else. Like if you're gonna be annoyed and kind of be lazy about something as simple as starting your business plan, you're not even ready for what's about to happen after that. Like you didn't even
that's why. So I was kind of trying to use that and circle back and be like, okay, before you even get into like a business plan, just know that, you know what I mean? Like just know that it's every day. Yeah. Like it's every fucking day. And like a 9 to 5 is great. A lot of them, you just go to them, you work and you leave. And again, I'm not saying that's bad because it's all based on what you want. Yeah. But if you think you want to be an entrepreneur, know that before you even dive in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You have to.
Like just know that.
It's all on you.
Yeah.
It's all you, right?
But so let's say cool, we're good. You get into it. Okay, let's use us as an example, right? We're 1 year in, we're a pretty healthy company, money in the bank. We've grown in employees, from starting 3 to 6 now. Some people on contract work. It's awesome. Like we're growing, right? And now we've even ourselves seen almost that we're hitting a plateau. Yeah. So we're at a very interesting place where we're like, okay, now what is our steps to reach the next level? Yeah. And I think, we're trying to figure that out operationally. We're trying to figure that out in our marketing and the way that we push things. Yeah. So a lot of companies get to this level now and they're like, okay, well, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah. And that plateau is like, the plateau is pretty much the fact that the team we have is working at the most it can work at. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that's when you kind of realize, okay, well, a lot of companies will be like, okay, well, cool. Yeah, we're good here. Yeah, we're good here. Yeah. Money. But I think to grow, you have to kind of look around and just take that step and say, okay, we need to invest in people now, right? Yeah, that's huge, and we love doing that, and we're gonna keep doing that. But we invested in ourselves to start our partnership, and Anna too, and we saw that grow. After that, now you start adding pieces that can help this team, right? So, yeah, that's...
And I think you nailed it, but because you said it's about looking and realizing where you are. And some people will say, hey, 6-person company, let's run it. We're good. We're making money. We can sustain at this point, and I'm happy here. I like what we're doing, or like we like what we're doing. That's when you got to take it in, right? Like a big thing in business too is it's bigger than that. It's more about like your happiness, and do you want to just work a job for someone else? Yeah. If you're a business owner, you don't have to want to be that company that makes 500 million and has 20,000 employees. Yeah, yeah. You can be content with being at 5 employees, 10 employees, no employees, self-employed. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's the starting point too, is like, yo, okay, cool. Like I'm happy here. Yeah. I'm happy with where I'm at. For guys like us, and I'm sure a lot of people that are going to listen to this, they would love to get to a point where they got a fucking, a crazy warehouse, crazy office, with fucking 100 people, 20 people, 30 people, 5, whatever. So maybe
you gotta do all the right steps. Like
it's time, man. It's patience, right? And that's patience from day one. Like very, very few companies grow at a rate that like people like Facebook, Google, this and that, and then okay, now so fuck it, let's go into social media. Yeah. Let's go into social media maybe from a personal perspective and not necessarily like a business and posting ads and this and that. People are always like, a big thing that we've been noticing is, and even with you, because you're consulting people now, which is fucking awesome.
Just started up.
Yeah, dope. Amazing. Yeah. People want it. So a big thing is a lot of them are scared, and you've been telling me, and I've also been telling you, a lot of people that we both talked to have been saying like, oh, they don't want to put their face on social media. How do you grow like your business or brand without showing your face. So a big thing is insecurity on social media. So I don't know, what do you have to say about that?
Which is
what are your
fine,
thoughts
I get
on
it.
that?
Not everyone wants to put their face on social media, but no one asked you to put your face on social media either. You see what I'm saying? Like the reason you build a brand is so now you have this brand. This brand actually represents you in a way.
Okay.
So now you're using that. And let me, before I even go there, let's go back to the personal side of it, right? If you're trying to grow your personal brand and for some reason you don't want to put your face online, or you don't want people to see your face, or you want to be private like that, you can be. I mean, there's other things you can do. And that's what I was explaining to someone too when you were talking about the consulting, is that it doesn't have to be related to anything. When it's your personal brand, it just has to be related to you in some way.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So just because I don't post my face, I could still post a story every day, right? I could be posting things I like. Okay. I could be posting things that I think would provide value to someone, right? I could, and that value now, that could be you posting something that I just died of laughter about, right? And now I have that in my mind where it's like, oh, I just watched that on Anthony's story. Like, it's all about just getting someone's attention in a natural way where you're giving them valuable information or something that they're taking from that and remembering that.
Yeah.
So sharing stuff that you like, sharing posts that you like, sharing different friends' posts, like collaborating, cross promotion, right? Promoting brands you like, promoting quotes you like.
So what are your thoughts if I'm somebody who says, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Sure, I like money, I like making money, but hey, I'm at a job where I work for whatever, some big company or somewhere, Amazon or something, let's just say, and I'm making good money, and I don't even have to post shit on Instagram. Let's just use Instagram as an example. Like, you still recommend people, even if they're just working like a 9-to-5 job, to be active on social media and creating a brand for themselves? Like,
I mean, because you still need to be able to get people's attention, because everything is online right now. No matter if you're a fucking foreman or a person that makes burritos, whatever it may be.
Sure. Yeah.
The stronger your network is, the more things you're able to do.
So it's about network, you're saying?
It's about your network. You're trying to grow your network by putting content out there.
And I guess what better way to grow your network other than fucking social media, where the reach is...
It's just the easiest way. Everyone's on their phones. That's it.
And that's what it comes down to. Like, look, at the end of the fucking day, you're not a genius. I'm not a fucking genius. I can't. We can't make it to fucking the moon. But at the same fucking time.
Buddy, I've been on the moon a couple times.
But we've been able to get to where we are based on network. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And I think maybe that is what it is more than anything else. It's network.
Well, you have to realize. First of all, you have to realize how important it is to have a network. Not even today, but imagine 5 years from now. Yeah. Right? That's what you have. If you can't realize that importance, it's going to be very hard to convince you that social media is important. You have to engage on it, and you have to post on it, and you have to share. All that kind of stuff. It's hard to explain that to someone if they don't see the importance of where technology is going.
Well,
once someone knows, and we do that a lot, we help them realize how important it is, then they're like, oh, wow. I could see why that's important. Like, people just look at social media like it's another app or it's a game. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's important.
For sure.
It's going to be soon needed.
Absolutely.
It's not needed right now. Like I think it is, but if you don't have it, like, it's all good. But soon you'll be needing social media.
Well, I think what it comes down to is, you know, like, again, I'll go back to this it fully addresses every type of person in every situation. Even if you're someone that works 9 to 5, like, you work at a company, you're making decent money. If you just knew someone else that worked at the B company that's bigger and better and pays their employees more, you could get a job there. And the best way to meet that person is social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, this, that. Like, that's where you connect with people. So social media is important right now. It's important right now.
It's been
hashtag take social media seriously, bro.
Yeah.
And have the bro in the hashtag, because that's the biggest piece. But it's that fucking serious, right? But I
look at it like huge, like in a huge way. Where
I know you do. I know you do. You do.
Not even direct business to business now. You're growing your network and people are seeing you and you're meeting new people online and you're building this network.
Sure.
Even if you are that guy who works 9 to 5, but now you're renovating your house.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you going to go? Maybe you met someone that actually does home renovations online the last 3 years that you've been working on your brand.
Yeah.
Or maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
And maybe you have to fucking go online and you're going to get juiced by someone.
Yeah.
That's one very like small example. Right?
No,
but you're growing your network in every way where it's like, okay, I know all these people. And now when you personally know someone for pretty much any service you want, you're ahead of everyone else. It's just,
but then the flip side of that is you've built this network and now you got to renovate your basement. And let's say you renovate fucking basements. You can show people, hey, I renovate basements.
And you know who you're probably going to find
I mean?
if you're working on your personal brand? Another renovation company that has a good brand. That's who you're gonna be attached to, right? Like that's who you're gonna connect with. So
it's important. It's fucking important.
Like I mean,
get your shit together.
And this is something I want to bring up too. When I had that one-on-one consulting, and he or she says, well, yeah, like you built this network already. Not easy for you to say, and how do you know all these people? Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I said I've been building my brand since I knew about social media.
Yeah.
Since Instagram came out, I was infatuated with it. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Well, dude, how the fuck do you think I knew you?
Yeah.
Like I knew you. I basically met you on fucking social media.
That's it.
Because you were building your brand and I was doing the same thing.
Even Facebook days, go back to that.
That's what I'm talking about. Those are the days I'm talking about.
So before I went to Chaminade, okay, I started following people that went there already.
Yeah, it's mint. See?
So I got to the school
ahead.
as a grade 9 and I knew people that were older than me and people like this just because I connected with them online.
Yeah.
Who cares? Right? And people used to look at me back then and be like, oh, this guy's fucking going all nuts on Facebook, liking this, following this, liking this. And that's what I did. Yeah. That's why now I have a network.
Yeah, but hold on.
But consistently.
But you doing that, you did that from day one? Yeah. And how many years ago was that?
So, buddy.
Just give me a fucking number.
Like I've been going hard with social media.
No, give me your. You said Chaminade was at grade 8. That was like what, 12 years over. I don't know how many fucking years. 15
years.
15 years.
Yeah.
You've been doing that, and for as long as I've known you, which has been like at least 7-8 years.
Yeah.
At least not even knowing you, seeing you on social media, maybe more than 7-8 years. You've been doing that since the dawn of time, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 15 years.
But that's because I had this infatuation with being able to have as many people's attention as possible.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I want everyone to know me possibly, but I'm going to do it in a way where it's like a smart way. See, I'm not going
100%.
out and following everyone I fucking see on his social media. No, that's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm following brands that I could be associated with, potentially. Yeah. People that I could potentially meet through another friend. Yeah. Someone that I just like their shit and maybe I want to potentially
follow them, whatever.
It
doesn't even matter.
That doesn't even matter. Like social media is there for you to connect with people.
Yeah.
And people are using it, but they're scared to connect with people. So I'm very lost with that. And something else that there's little things, right? And it's always because I was looking for ways. I'm like, how are people going to know who I am? What can I do to make sure that they know who I am? See what I'm saying? So even Facebook, I just stopped last 2 years probably. But before that, the 5 years before that, every year, every day I'd go on Facebook and I'd see the next 30 birthdays coming up. Yeah. And I'd message.
This is a classic promoter special.
I'd message every single person and say, listen, if you're not doing anything for your birthday or you have any plans, I have a lot of hookups to these clubs. I know we haven't talked in a while or anything like that, but just letting you know if you need it, whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
10 years ago. And I was doing the same thing to the same people for like 7 years.
Okay, but you know what's
and they knew I was going to message them.
You know what's funny about this though? Is that look.
And then they needed to go to a club
what's your Instagram follower account? Where are you at right now?
I don't know, 15,000, 16,000.
15,000? Sure. We'll say 15, 16,000. Like, you've been doing this for 15 years and you're at 15,000. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, take that in, okay?
Yeah.
Which, there's a few things that means. That means, number one, half of probably 80% of the people you fucking know bought their followers. Yeah. Number one, okay?
Yeah.
And then number two, what that means is, for somebody like you, now bringing it back to your case, is that you have 15,000 followers that are loyal followers and follow you and trust you and trust your brand, I guess, let's say. Yeah. So how valuable is that for anything you do, whether that's your own business that you're promoting or other businesses or brands and this and that. So the reason I'm saying this is because I want people to understand, like, it doesn't come in a day. Nothing does. So neither will your social media following. Very few times people go viral on stupid shit, but overall, it's not that easy to do. It takes time. So, but if you really put the time into it, you take your time with it.
Yeah.
Whether that's 15,000 or whether you were at 7,000, okay, in 15 fucking years, that's 7,000 people who truly trust you, and trust whatever you're promoting, or you know what I mean?
And yeah, and that comes now. I mean, there's a huge online aspect.
Yeah.
And it's the consistency of it, of me always offering things to people and things like that, like offering a service. So when I was doing that Facebook stuff and their birthday every year, I'd message them and say, hey, your birthday. They're already like, okay, this guy Ernesto, he can help me with a club if I ever need.
Yeah.
Done.
They knew
nice.
that. Yeah.
Perfect. At a time where, maybe you don't know anyone.
For sure.
I was doing it right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, okay, now he can offer me, what's he doing with this app now? He did Booth and Bottle. And now I can use those people that I not use them, but like, you see what I'm saying? Like, use that network I created to now offer them something else.
Yeah, you're not,
to the point where I'm offering all these things.
The thing is, you're not using them. You're offering them. You're offering them value, or what something you believe is value.
Yeah, I'm actually helping them.
Yeah, of course.
That takes time, right? Like,
for sure.
I'm offering these people things, and 99% of the time they're not even responding.
Yeah, they're just
like, I'm just like boom, 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 boom. And to the point where I'm trying to create value for myself and always offer it to those people.
Okay.
I look at it like, how does someone get value from someone? Usually they're giving something to them, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I said, okay, what's the most value I can give to someone? And anything that I was connected to or was able to connect myself with, I would value. Sorry, mic check. I was always looking for ways to give them value. That's it.
Yeah.
But I was doing that for so long.
But that's
right?
my point.
And any of those people that are that loyal network,
yeah,
I always gave them my time and my attention.
Yeah.
Right. If someone made their way to my event, no matter who it was, whether it was the fucking model looking girl, right, or just like a random guy that just comes to my event sometimes, I'd give them the same amount of time, and they remember that, right? So. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What would you say?
Now okay. Go ahead.
No. Because I'll bounce off that for a second.
Yeah.
That's a big reason why I guess you've built the network you've built, right? Is because you showed everybody love, whether it was the fucking rocket supermodel or whether it was the guy who no one really fucked with or whatever, like quote unquote had no friends or something. Like, and that was something I always respected about you, because of even people around us would be like, hey, why is that guy like coming out with us? And it's just like, yo, let the guy do his fucking thing, bro. If he wants to come out, let him come out, so that's huge, of course. And that's just being a good person as a whole. So
well, the thing is, like
you know what I mean? That has nothing to do with business, this, that. That's just being a good person.
Their trust in you and giving you their attention, which someone's attention is so valuable today, that you have to make it worth their while.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's just like me wanting to, like I said, get someone's attention, make sure that they're happy with me, and that they like me.
Yeah.
Because that matters. I know when I make decisions and other people make decisions, they do it based on if they like the person. Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what? That's a big portion of my network that's going to make a decision based on if they like someone. Yeah. Let me make sure they like me.
For sure.
Right? And in return, I personally like knowing all these people.
Yeah.
I love knowing that I know all these different kind of people.
And they're people, they like, you've gained their trust.
Yeah, right? Because that just comes with
one good like, not altercation, interaction, yeah.
And I promise you, all those people have had that one interaction with me where they're like, okay, I respect.
Because I'm sure a lot of people have come in, like I've seen it with myself, and this always happens, right? Like there's a level of, maybe they see you online or your online brand or personality, and maybe they're hesitant, or they already have a prejudgment. They're like, oh, this guy's a dick, or whatever. Like, oh, he just doesn't, he's too cool, like, or she's too cool, she doesn't care. You know how many times like I've even personally had that and be like, hey, fuck, I know that person. Yeah, they're gonna be like, so whatever, so like too cool, and then I just go have a conversation with them, and I'm like, oh, they're just a regular person too.
Well, that ties back even to now. You're looking at that now. You're looking at my brand online per se.
Yeah.
And the way I perceive myself, I put myself out there online is very friendly.
For sure.
Right. And engaging with a lot of people, which if you see me in person, I'm doing the exact same thing.
You'd be surprised though. There's probably a lot of people too that follow you that think, who this guy is, if he see me, he wouldn't even talk to me. He's too cool.
Yeah.
Like, and there's probably still people like that.
Of course.
But I guess it's the whole thing is that the first time you actually do come in contact with them, it's you just being real. Forget like trying to be friendly. You're just a friendly guy. So you're just being yourself.
Of course.
Right.
And like I said, I enjoyed doing that.
And there's probably been people that met you and were like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. And you know what?
Yeah.
And that was a couple years ago when I had to kind of sit myself down and realize, I tried to please everyone.
Yeah, not everyone's gonna love you. Yeah.
And man, like I would try my best to make sure everyone likes me.
Yeah.
There's not one person that doesn't like me. And it's impossible.
It will never happen.
You gotta just take it and just keep going, right? Like there's not gonna be.
Hey man, that can be from so many things. That can be from just actually not liking you. That can be from jealousy. That can be from that can be like a million things.
Yeah.
But I think the message that maybe our viewers or listeners can get from this is just be you. People will like you and people will not like you.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of life.
Of course.
So now bouncing that back to like our profession and our business and what we do and what we're trying to help people get more comfortable with is just post shit online.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Don't try too hard. People are gonna love you and people are gonna hate you.
Yeah.
People are gonna share your posts. Like how funny, man. We always compare like how many shares. Like this story of me doing this, whatever, that got fucking 50 shares, 27 shares, 30 shares. And I'm like, it's probably like 70% of those people are just talking shit.
Yeah,
but I'm like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Still sharing it.
Yeah.
Still sharing it. Right? So think of it like that.
I mean, there's so much to it, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of layers to building your network and stuff like that. But I think the first thing is that you have to be able to get someone's attention.
Yeah.
And that's any job.
Exactly.
That's any job.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to get that 9 to 5 or you're whatever, like you need to capture someone's attention.
Yeah.
Whether it's a possible person that might be your client, someone you're going to sell to, your boss, anyone, you need that attention. Now, how do you get it? And everyone all their attention is on their phone.
Yeah, on their
right. So now you look at it and you say, okay, everyone's on their phone. That's where their attention is. Now, how do I get them looking at me while they're on their phone?
Yeah.
That's when all those things come in where it's like, how often are you posting? What are you posting?
Yeah.
This and that. The goal of that is to pretty much get people's attention on a consistent basis.
Okay.
And then you start offering them things.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was trying to build that network when I was, let's say 16 to 20, 21. And I was doing it because I enjoyed it. I was like, I just felt like something was good. I'm like, there has to be something good about knowing all these people. Until I had more to offer them. And then I realized that not only that, they had something to offer me now.
That's the beauty of it.
So now it's like, wow.
There's a give and return. It was like with each relationship.
It was always like a challenge for me. I'm like, okay, how many different people can I know in different industries? You know, like stuff like that. Yeah. And I never thought it was going to be valuable or anything. I just thought it was like a challenge to me. I'm like, I want to know the most people I can know.
That's the beauty for you. That's the beauty for you. Right? You did it for a different reason. And you did it at a time where it was probably a little bit, not easier, but you had more time to focus on it because you were younger, right?
Of course, school, this and that. But that's the main thing. I think being able to get someone's attention, and the way you can kind of look at that and say, okay, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get this person's attention? Yeah. You can think about different things. What gets your attention? Mm-hmm. What do you like seeing on Instagram? Right?
Like if you want to sell to yourself or someone like you, what do you enjoy seeing?
Right? Not even sell, just enjoying the content.
Yeah, okay, my bad. I'm talking on a business sense.
Yeah, so business sense for sure, right? Yeah. And then you look at, okay, but who's actually my network now? Mm-hmm. If it's 1,000 girls, then maybe point your content towards females a little bit. Yeah. Right? If it's 1,000 welders, then that's what I'm saying, right? But just because now that they're females, you can offer them so much, right? Like us, for example, our network is millennials. So when I post something, I say, I want to appeal to millennials. What appeals to me, right? Something that's funny, something that looks really good, good food, something valuable, a good quote by someone successful that I look up to. Yeah. Anything like that, a cool animation, something that I would like to do, a vacation spot I'd like to go. Like, you see what I'm saying? There's so much that you can show someone. Yeah, absolutely. Right? And they're not looking at it and saying, oh, like Ernesto, like he posted that, like that's so cool. They're just looking at it and they're enjoying it. They're saying, okay, cool. They keep going. And then you're getting their attention that way without being so salesy. Yeah. If you're just starting off, do not start your content in a sales way. Do not start asking people for things, right off the bat.
Well, even we say it now with businesses. A lot of the content and things that we're creating is we're not even trying to direct a sale.
Yeah,
we're just being like, hey, we're a brand. This is a brand, and whether that's from our clients who are restaurants, to our clients who are in construction, or our clients in real estate, this, that. We're telling them like, yo, don't even be salesy about it. Just be yourself. That's it. And people will fall in love with yourself. And we actually had an episode with Matt Campoli, a dope realtor, killing it on social media. He said something, and I never heard this before until we had that conversation. He said, I want to be like I think he said an attraction agent. Yeah. Where like I attract my business to me. Like I don't go out and ask for it. And
which is so important.
That's huge. And I think we should be an attraction to anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you're an agent, a real estate agent, or you do whatever, you sell clothes or you make clothes or you do whatever. Yeah. You should be an attraction blank. You should be that, because that's the best way to sell to people, man.
At the end of the day, you look at even neighborhood, for example. Yeah. Right. And we focus on our brand so much. All the time.
Oh yeah, we invest tons of money into it.
Other than trying to go out and find clients, we rather focus on our brand. Why is that? Because I feel clients will come and go no matter what.
100%.
Right? But your brand will always stay strong, and if you're working on it consistently, who knows? Who knows in 5 years from now, if we say, hey, you know what, neighborhood, we have no marketing clients. But our brand's so fucking strong, we could build a fucking condo if we want.
Yeah. We
could start a franchise if we want.
Build our network. Right? That's what it is.
So there you go. So instead of worrying about that 1 or 2 clients that you may get in 1 or 2 weeks, what about the next 3 years?
Well, you know what that is? Well, that's because we haven't thought so much about money. We haven't looked at how we're doing what's making what we enjoy. Yeah. And we're not doing it for the money. Now, of course, at the end of the day, there's bills to pay and things like that, and you have goals that you reach. And I'm not, you know, throwing any of that away. But what I'm saying is, first and foremost, we do it because we love it. Yeah. And that's the first step. So that's why, you know, just to go on, because of course we love our clients that we have right now, and we hope to never lose them. But sometimes things go the way they go. Yeah. And when they do, that's fine. And that's the approach we take. Of course. It's fine, no matter, as long as we're focusing on our own personal brand. Exactly. So we could always do anything we want to do.
And all those things that I feel contribute to having a strong brand are all day to day. So you look at what we do, and we set goals for ourselves, but none of the goals were like, we didn't even like, after we set the goals, we didn't even look at them again.
I don't think we necessarily have huge money.
It was never about money goals, but even about anything else, like any kind of goal we set. Yeah. We set it, but the thing we know about that goal is what it takes to get there. Yeah. So we don't just have that goal and we're looking at it every day like, can't wait for that. Or like, oh, I wonder what I got to do to get to this. You have to know what it takes to get there. And then you fall in love with that every day. Mm-hmm. You're falling in love with that. Yeah. And you won't care about the goals. You're setting these goals because you're like, that's what I want to get to. Now, let me make sure that I'm doing the things day to day. And when you're doing those things day to day and you don't hit that goal, you're like, it's okay. Because I'm doing what I know I have to do to keep it growing. You know, so you might not hit, what's a good goal to hit? Like, I don't want to say numbers, but let's say it was to get 5 website clients.
Yeah, sure.
And you got 4, but you did everything day to day that you possibly could to get to that 5, maybe. Mm-hmm. You get to that 4 and you're like, I know what it takes though. Yeah. I know what it takes.
Well, because that's going back to the start.
I know what it takes, and I know what I have to do. That's you can set a goal for whatever the fuck you want. Mm-hmm. Do you know what it takes to get there?
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. That, right? Now, bring that back to what we were saying at the beginning of this fucking conversation is there's operational things that have to happen that people don't even know about. They don't. That like, we'll use us, for example. We just post the work that we do for people and content that we like and enjoy creating, but there's a whole fucking business behind this. You know what I mean? And there's a whole thing of day-to-day operations, tedious ass shit. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Down to watering the fucking plants in the office, dude. Like, it's real life. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking real life shit.
And that goes back to even like knowing your business plan. Yeah. The reason why we didn't have such a huge shock is because we were working on that business plan for a year.
We spent a year. We spent about a year while we found an office.
We were looking for an office, right?
While we found an office, continued to build our network. Yeah. Still worked to make the money. Yeah. And build this business plan, like all in a year's time.
We went into it already knowing what was going to happen.
But we had shocking moments.
Of course.
We had shocking moments being like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
But you have to be prepared for that, right? Like we had the goal in mind, and it was never going to change. We were going to keep doing the day-to-day things that was needed to get to that goal. Yeah. We didn't get shot down once and we're like, fuck. goal's
we got shut
done.
down a ton of times.
Right? So
how many clients have walked through this office? Just out of curiosity, how many do you think walked through that we didn't close on?
Fuck, man.
Like if we had to put a fucking minutes down to the minutes, we spent a lot of time with people that we didn't close the deal on.
Yeah. I mean,
which is real life. You know, now translate that to a fucking a brick and mortar shoe store. How many people walk through the door and don't buy a pair of shoes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now imagine for us, like we're hitting them with like 2-hour long pitches. You know what I mean? Like, and so.
But it's okay.
No, we love it.
You know why we do it?
Like
that person now knows what we do and how we do it. And we're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
We don't see winning as getting that client. We see winning as that person now knows who we are.
But we're also comfortable with it. And this is a big thing because we've had clients. Yeah, please pour me up. We've had clients come in here where we've closed the deal, you know, solely based on the fact that we invited them into our office and treated them like family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas like, they're like, holy shit, we contacted 6 other agencies and they just hit us with a rough quote. Like, I'm like, they did what? Like they hit you with a dollar amount before even like really understanding you fully. Yeah. Like what?
Yeah. And that comes into like all the culture and stuff like that. But we realize how important it is for someone to like the experience of interacting with you and being around you. Yeah. That we use that in business. Yeah. And that's what helps us, right? Yeah. So these people come in, they enjoy their time here. They're coming for a meeting and we're about to pitch them and they're enjoying their time here with us, sitting down.
Yeah. It's organic.
But it's because we have that relationship. We built that relationship with them. And I think that it doesn't matter how many clients you have or how many people know you. It's about what they feel when they think about you. Yeah. That's what matters. Yeah. Because that's when those things will come into play when they're making decisions, right? So a lot of people will be like, okay, like, I got to do something. I got to build my house. And the first person that's going to come to your mind is someone you like. Yeah. That builds houses.
It's always someone you like first before then. Oh, that guy built houses. Or
someone you had a good experience with, or a brand that treated you perfectly, or someone that you know what I mean. Like it's that's what it's about because that's how we pick our let's say companies that we work with based on if we like them, if we feel comfortable with them, if we trust them.
Well, that's another thing is that you know, even us as a business, we've turned down business because we didn't feel comfortable and believe in, you know, it could have been a million things, whether we didn't believe in the business and what they were doing, we didn't believe in the person who was running it and the way, and their morals and their ethics, like tons of things, right? So that's even another thing in business, just like to be very careful, right? Just as a whole. Well,
you look at, let's say, all our clients.
Yeah.
They're all really good clients, and I'm sure if you put them all in a room together, everyone would get along.
Yeah,
because they're all like-minded and they all respect that kind of culture, right? There's not one client where another client would look and be like, "That's your client for real?" Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're all similar in that aspect, where family, culture, you know what I mean? Like respect, all those things matter. Yeah. And we've noticed that, and we keep noticing that, where it's not even about the service so much. It's just about the experience of working with you. And that could be from online or in person too, right?
I think, yeah, well, of course, it's online, in person for sure. But overall, I think it just comes down to just figuring out what's best for your business, right? And, you know, we've been trying to do that for a long time for ourselves, and we continue to do it every day. Yeah. So, you know, we try and promote that through the people that work for us and the people that we work with. Yeah. Right. We could sit down and have dinner with anybody we work with.
Yeah, anyone.
And there's not one person that we don't like.
And we wouldn't even talk about business.
And that's the best part. Yeah. So I think it's an organic thing.
It is. It really is. And you have to realize, like I said, I'm going to go back to it, just stressing the importance of this whole thing about brand and why this consumer trust is so important and all that. Yeah. I was in a position where I was doing it physically as well, but you don't have to physically market yourself anymore. Yeah. It's just all on your phone. Yeah. Right? And how many people, like, let's say, not even myself, but neighborhood, how many people do we know, but just online? And we have a relationship online with this person.
Oh, tons,
but we attracted that person from our brand.
We've every person we've hired until this point has been initially an online interaction.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of our clients too.
That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm even saying like our fucking employees. Like,
yeah.
So just take that in, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I like talking about this stuff, and the reason I do is because it's hard for us to create content around this.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to create content around these conversations and really going into business and operations and stuff without it getting too boring and corny. And people are like, yeah, fuck, I don't want to read that thing about 67% of businesses do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people like it and some people don't. So it's very hard to create content around it. So I like going into this stuff because a lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know, and so and a lot of times it takes just doing it to find out.
Yeah.
Guys like me and you, or we know our story is that we went out and did it. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't have people to kind of explain this side of things, I don't think.
Well, you have to just like realize that if you want to take this step and kind of focus on a business or your brand, like first of all, it's going to be difficult, but you have to realize something.
Yeah.
Like it's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I sat down and I wrote that business plan for Jukebox.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to fucking write a business plan. I Googled how to write a business plan.
And you did it.
And I looked at the first 20 of them and I said, okay, let's see which ones we can use and which ones we can. And I started that way.
Yeah.
Right. Until the point where it's like, okay, I wrote it and these are some things I need. You can literally teach yourself anything you need to today.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
Here, I have a question for you. How many, because me and Dean were actually talking about this earlier, about how, you know, you'll have friends that aren't interested in these types of conversations and learning how to grow a business and stuff. And you have friends who just are comfortable with where they're at and whatever. And then, but to grow and figure this type of stuff out, you need to associate yourself with people who have this type of mindset. So how many friends, like, I don't want to say friends lost, because that's a bad way to put it, because you probably maybe didn't lose them. Like, and if you saw them, you're still good.
Yeah.
But how many friends, like, have you maybe grown? I don't know what the word is, but let's say outgrow. Like, how many times have you outgrown people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, was that a common thing for you? Because especially with someone like you who has a huge network, obviously a lot of them are old friends too. But maybe get into that process, because I'm sure a lot of people are always like, they're scared to make the jump because it's like, well, my closest friend group isn't into this.
Yeah.
Isn't into like growing. They're cool. So what are your thoughts on that? Maybe, and I'm sure people would love to hear that.
You know, like the main thing that happened to me when I started realizing and I'm not going to say friends, I'm going to say groups of people, just because they were all my friends and they were all just different groups, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The more people I put myself around and interacted with, the more I knew which ones I wanted to be around.
Fair.
Right? So, and it wasn't anything, I'm not that kind of person where it's like, it's a bad thing if I'm not talking to you or anything like that. I had a lot of friends that I talk to every day, and now I haven't talked to them in, I don't know how long, but we're still friends.
Yeah.
Right? But I think after I kind of knew the different kind of people out there and which people I should surround myself with, that's when I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I want to be doing that. Right? And that just comes to now the group of friends that you have. For sure. And if they'll understand something like that, which everyone that has been my friend understands.
Yeah. It's an age thing.
It's an age thing, right? And it's also about the type of people that, like, if someone's going to get upset at you, then I don't know if that's your friend.
Yeah.
You know,
Facts,
like, I don't know if that's really your friend. Like, my closest friends that I've grown up with and stuff like that, I don't see them anymore. But they're my friends, and they'll always be my friends, and they respect what I'm doing, and they know they can reach out to me whenever they want.
100%.
And same thing, vice versa. But yeah, you're going to have to, the friends you have, like if you're 16, 17 right now, and the friends you have now, you're probably not going to be there very, very close with them in a couple of years if you're deciding to do stuff that's different than what they do, right?
But it's a respecting of understanding that.
Well, yeah, and
you grow.
The way I kind of would transition and say, okay, well, this is the people I want to be around, and this now I learned that no, these are the people I want to be around.
Well, because that's changed. That's probably changed multiple times.
Yeah, of course. Well, with the different schools and stuff like that, like that all comes. But I think like them realizing what you're trying to do, and then you're kind of initiating and saying like if someone said, hey, like come hang out tonight, I'd be like, no, like I'm working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts,
so it's like, okay, he's working. Yeah. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But he's working. Like I would introduce it.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, like he's doing this kind of stuff. Like it's all about how you communicate. And I would tell people straight up, right? I'm just like, yo, I have to work tonight. I have a bunch of shit I have to do. I have to get this done. And your close friends will realize that. Yeah. And people, because of my online brand now, they know when I say, hey, like, I'm really fucking busy, they could just go online and be like, you know what? He's probably fucking busy, just based on what he's told me the last 2 years about his life. Fair. Right? So all that. Yeah.
It's bound to happen. Like, it's bound to happen. Like, you're bound to, I don't want to say go through friends, but
everyone goes their own paths, right? And you're in that age when it's like you're 15 to like 20, 21, 22, and you're all in school and everyone's having a blast. And then people start to feel real life.
Yeah, like, oh shit, I got to make money and live and do this.
We can't chill 5 hours a day for the next 10 years now because we all have to start doing shit now.
Yeah.
That's like kind of another
realization. Well, it comes for people at different times, right?
Someone will get a girlfriend, someone will get a new crazy job, and everyone starts going their own path, but everyone's still friends, right? You can't worry too much about that. That happens to everyone.
Yeah. Well, you know? People struggle with it, right?
Yeah,
people struggle with it, but I think, I agree with you. It's I'm in the same boat. I pretty much, the people who understand me the most, understand that, like, yo, if I missed a text message from you, or I missed a call and I didn't get back to you and it took a day to get back or 2 days to get back, it's not disrespect. Yeah. It's literally that I'm just so busy, like, and I'm trying to build my life, right? And so if you understand that anything, missed calls, missed texts, this and that, not talking for a week, not talking for whatever length of time, it's understanding that, for myself, that I'm trying to just build something. So my mind is on one thing, but it's not that my mind isn't on you at all. You're still my friend. I love you, this and that, but just allow me. You know what I mean? Like, 100%. Just allow me, because I'm trying to build something, and that's where my head is at right now. But it's not because I don't care about you, right? But a lot of people struggle with that, and you'll notice as you go along like an entrepreneurial route that people will start to be like, oh, fuck that guy. He doesn't even come around and play Friday video games with us every time. Or now he dropped out of this thing that we were doing every Sunday, and now he's not doing it with us anymore. It's like, well, just sit back and understand why he's not doing it anymore. He's not, or he or she's not doing it anymore. It's not because they don't like you. It's because they've lost that time, right? Yeah. And it's gone towards something else, right?
But there's ways to make up for that loss of communication with that person.
For sure.
We have online.
Yeah.
Right. So those closest friends, they may not feel like I'm with them anymore or chilling with them, but they see me online all the time. Yeah. So it's like they know what I'm doing.
You're still chatting there, right?
Exactly. We'll still shoot some text messages, Snapchat, stuff like, just to keep in communication.
Keep it going,
But they feel like they're still keeping up with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They can have a conversation with me and know what I did yesterday, and I haven't talked to them in 2 months.
Yeah.
Right? So
for sure.
And another thing is kind of, you look around and you realize everyone's doing their own thing, right? So you're like, okay, maybe this guy's got a good job. This guy's going to do his master's. This guy's going to fucking this school. This guy's playing fucking football. And you're just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Or you look around and say, what the fuck is everyone doing? I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Right? So there's different ways you can use that comparison with, people say don't compare yourselves to others. I don't believe that, because I like doing that because it helps me understand different things I can do.
And understands who you are.
Exactly.
Because you compare,
well, I'm comparing myself to someone, let's say now, that went to go do his master's.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that kind of day to day, or that week to week, or that month to month that he's going through. Or I had a conversation with him. He said it went so bad. Now I know I don't want to go do that, because I know I'm similar to that guy, and I know I wouldn't like it either. But if someone who's opposite of me just went and tried that pizza spot and they said they hated it, I'm running there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But you know what it is? It's going on the comparison thing is, people are scared to compare themselves because there's that insecurity level.
That fires me up, though.
That's what I was gonna say. I think the comparison is, you need to grow and be better. Like, you need to compare yourself.
And you're not comparing, and you're saying, let's say you see that guy with a fucking 6-pack now, and you're like, oh my god,
I wish I had a 6-pack.
I gotta be like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would look at that and be like, okay, I'm fat as fuck, but maybe I can get a 2-pack going in the next year or so.
Yeah, if I try.
That's the type of motivation I would get.
But it's motivation. But that's the thing. You look at it from a motivational standpoint. You say, I'm taking that as motivation. A big struggle for people is they look at it and they dig their hole deeper. You know what I mean? They go the opposite way.
Yeah.
And it's like, No, you need to use. Well, you know what? That comes from the way you grew up.
Yeah.
And not even the person you were, of course, the person you are.
You become.
But like, for example, both of us, we played sports when we were younger, this and that. So you gain that level of competition, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm hearing about these people like sports now. They're like for kids, there's no winner of a game and stuff like that. I'm just like, what? No trophies? I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, like me personally, I've always loved being competitive. So that's like always in me and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I compare myself to other people when I want to fire myself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll look at that guy who has fucking 20 mil in the bank and he's got a crazy penthouse. Dude, and it's not like I'm saying, fuck you, Ernesto, you're never going to be that fucking guy. Look at you compared to him. It's like, I can't wait to fucking be that guy.
Well, dude, that's what I'm saying. At the beginning of the year, how many times did we drive by Drake's fucking house?
Oh, that was amazing.
Me and this guy pulling up Drake's house.
We were going nuts.
Just driving in fucking, driving in, what the fuck's that road called? How much?
Bridle Path.
Yeah, Bridle Path. Driving around Bridle Path being like, just like looking at the cribs.
It's about your mindset at the end of the day, because like everyone's gonna take that differently. Some people will drive by that house every night and fucking cry because they'll never get it. And you know what? I don't give a fuck if I get that house or not. But it's something to look forward to.
It's something to reach for.
It's something, if I know I work hard, that's something I can maybe attain, or something similar.
But you're not walking in there or driving in this instance, driving by there and saying, I have to get that by 2036. No. Like, don't put timelines on your goals, because that will fuck you up.
Yeah, well,
because when you don't hit it, you're
not gonna set a goal.
You're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Set goals for things you want in your life, but don't give yourself a timeline for it, because it takes people different amounts of time.
Yeah.
Right? And then throw in hard work, throw in luck, because that's always a big piece of it. Throw in a bunch of things, right? Which I believe in luck. Don't get me wrong. You can work at so many things, but there's also luck at the same time, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But anyways, give yourselves goals, but don't give yourselves goals with timelines on them, because you really fuck yourself up.
It's different when you're looking at it. It depends how you look at it, right? Like if you're a person where it's like, you know, you're saying that timeline and you're like, it's okay if I don't get there, but this is just for my mind. Mm-hmm. That's okay. But if you're looking at it like, I got to make 10,000 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you make 9 and you're like, fuck this shit doesn't work.
But I think,
you know what I mean?
I think there's a difference between a due date and a timeline.
Yeah.
Or like a due date and a deadline. You know what I'm trying to say?
Listen,
when there's work, you have deadlines you have to meet. Like, I got to finish this fucking project by this date.
Yeah.
But if there's a goal, you get like, it doesn't have to be so cemented, is what I'm saying.
What's your goal? $10,000 in the next 2 weeks, okay? What do I have to do every day to make that kind of money? Now, those things that you have to do every day, those are actually your goals.
Yeah.
Those are your goals.
For sure.
And those don't have numbers attached to them or anything like that. You're just like, this is what I have to do to get there. Mm-hmm. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we're going to try it out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's what I know I have to do. If I don't do this, there's no way I'm getting there. So might as well try and do this and see if we get there.
100%.
Right? So that whole process, those are the goals, the things you're doing every day.
Yeah.
Not the 10,000, because if you're just looking at this 10,000, first of all, like, that's not what it needs to be. You're constricting yourself so much, because if you sat down and asked yourself, what about if it was 8? Would you be happy? Yeah, probably. Mm. But you're so fixated on that goal
number,
that if it doesn't happen, you're distraught. And you can't be like that. I used to be like that too. And you know that I'm more involved in caring about what's happening every day than what's going to happen in 3 months from now.
Well, there's been a shift in that. Yeah, there's been a shift. But an important thing is that there are people still in the business to a certain extent that are thinking about that as well, right? It's still a thought. But listen, it go right foot up, left foot slide. You know what I mean? Left foot up, right foot slide.
I gotta make a TikTok right now.
We've been going at this one. It's been about an hour, 58 minutes. And we'll go a lot fucking longer. That's the scary part. Dean, you're about to be here for 3 weeks if we keep this shit up.
Dean, might have to rent that equipment off you.
But we'll end it there, because we're gonna have a ton more of this shit.
We're only ending it here because the ball.
We're ending here because the fucking bottle's done. That's the truth.
Shout out to Amici.
Yeah, shout out to Amici, always hooking it up.
I wanna just talk about this quick.
Yeah, run it. Give me the run.
I actually want to get her Instagram, but Lauren Power, great friend of mine. She's very into the wine world. Instagram at Lauren Power _wine. She's a queen of wine. Hit her up for any kind of wine you need. She knows about each and every wine that she has. She has more than just wine as well. And she will also deliver it to your house at this time. So
also, what's the business account is Tre Amici _ wines. TREAMICI _ wines.
Just check them out. She does a lot of classes revolving around wine tasting and the different types of wines and where they're from and what you should pair them with. She knows everything. So if you like wine, you'll like her.
And then shout out our guy Dean on the camera, hooking it up for the team as always, coming through in some pretty jokes times.
Dean, what's your TikTok? Tell me your TikTok.
Hold on, no. Let's get the Insta first. Insta is at Dean Ostetto, DeanOstetto. And that's the same for TikTok as well. Follow him in both spots. You're gonna follow his account and get a huge boner, but just follow it anyways. It's better.
Wow,
it's better
I wasn't
for you.
Expecting that one. I looked up. I was like, holy.
Yeah, no, I know. Hey, listen, we gotta give people what they want.
It's true.
Follow him. He's the guy on the cams, hooking it up every time. But with that being said, we're out.
Stay tuned.
Shit, this shit's coming every week. So. And we're saying that because that's what the fuck it's gonna be.
Follow us at the MBH podcast.
At the MBH podcast, we'll put it somewhere.
Yeah. I don't even know.
At Ernesto Gaita, his personal. At Anthony Sorella, my personal. And then
at
neighborhoodcreative.co. Shout it out. Other than that, we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Honey, don't get everything is true.